Right, we are here right after playing our first test game of Age of Sigmar 3.0 with some of the Kruleboyz models. Um, just trying to get a handle on it, and we figured we would ignore that. Uh, like I said, test game, so we have, toys and
We're
messes.
a little more
and,
lax this time.
Yeah. But so we were trying to figure out just how some of the Kruleboyz models worked. Getting some of our thoughts on them, and then I was going to play Seraphon, but I misplaced their book.
I got one group from each of the three clans, so I was happy.
Yeah, and it actually worked out pretty well until he charged my scrap launcher.
Yeah, I got pretty awful rolls there in the middle. Like, I think it was pretty even in the beginning. We were both rolling really well. We both had some good strategies.
And then he just...
And then it just went downhill so fast.
My Frost Lord just...
Like, I had him surrounded.
I
got him over here. I got my Hobgrots, which are really cool, by the way. They were out there. They were chucking grenades. Like,
yeah.
I took out his Ice Brow Hunter pretty early, so that was good. And I took out a couple of his Mournfangs. I did forget that they had 2 health, so I may have taken out a couple of them too early. But otherwise, all in all, I think I could have done better there.
Yeah, fighting them, I definitely think those Hobgrot Slittas, pulled their weight so well with, you said -1 rend?
Yeah, with their grenades, 4s and 3s, -1 rend, that's...
Yeah, even just 10
solid.
attacks with them. He didn't bring 20 because I don't have 20 built.
Yeah.
But they're the last thing I have to build for.
The sad part is their Slitta knives with their 4s and 5s.
Yeah, but that's fine.
It's still pretty good because they get extra hits with their...
The problem I feel is that you charge them into combat. If you'd have kept them out of combat the whole time,
I didn't really think about it because I realized that he's stuck in combat. I charged them because their Slittas ain't good. I could have, because
it took me forever to kill your Cruel Boss. The new command abilities, adding 1 to a save instead of just re-rolling 1s.
That kind of changed the game.
Yeah, it is so nice because I had him at a 2-up save. Even -1 rend, he was still a 2-up because I gave him on his first turn. He did my first combat phase that he was in combat. He did my finest hour and all out defense, and so he had 3 units surrounding him, just pounding into him, taking wizard spells and mortal wounds and shooting phases, and that's it, 5 damage. He did 2 heroic recoveries, and just he was able to stay in the fight. Monsters are so nice in this. If I'd have been able to have, I'm gonna have to build and paint up the other Stonehorn Beast Riders that I have, because having another monster on the table, especially with how cheap they are.
That's why I'd love another.
He's 300 something points. That's not bad for the new monster rules and stuff. And
it's 300?
I think he's 340 or something.
Crusher's 500 points.
Well, he's not a hero. The Beast Riders aren't a hero.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he's 420.
Okay, so they're just monsters in general.
Yeah.
Not bad.
The Seraphon can take Stegodons. They have Stonehorn Beast Riders, which is just 2 guys on this that are just plebs.
I've seen them before.
So yeah. Really enjoying the new setup. Just the whole way that the game plays now is really nice.
I'm really excited for the new book. I think getting the War Clans, getting that named character Kruleboyz is
and at this point beautiful. We only have it's almost a guaranteed possibility, but we only have the possibility of a second named character and vulture wyverns that are in the story, and that sounds yeah. I can, especially with the battle tomes not coming out till August, and they've already said that they have more models coming for Orc War Clans, and I think Stormcast. I think they said there were more Stormcast coming, which is hilarious because Stormcast already has the largest roster.
It's insane.
I think after this they will probably have as big, if not bigger, roster than Cities of Sigmar. I'll have to look. I'm too lazy to right now. But yeah, just the sheer weight of some of these abilities and stuff, and the options that you can take. Having him being able to fight on his first bracket due to being whatever I took the Boulder Head, that really limits him. The new command abilities, because he could only issue one command. So last turn, I was going to, because he was at 7, so he was on his 3rd or 4th bracket, and so I wanted to do all out defense and have him fight at his highest bracket so that I could have the survivability and then just destroy him. And I couldn't because he'd already issued that command ability, and so just having that option available is like that limiting factor. Like there's a lot of command abilities that could be really good like that, but if you need to survive, I mean, all out defense is just such a key pick. These guys did their job, soaked up damage. There's one of each. They were 2. I'm not sure if I'll ever run with the new rules. I don't know if I'll ever run them bigger than minimum squads. Just because like before, you ran the risk of just not doing enough damage and hitting a horde and then just sitting at a horde. But I mean, for the most part, points wise, you're only going to have maybe 1-2 hordes on the table, and that's not too bad. Like that shouldn't be too difficult to either move around. Like when it's 4 stacks of 60 clan rats, you got to do something about that. But when it's a single stack of 60 clan rats and then like a bunch of 20 stacks, I feel like that's manageable, even if they're in multiples, because you can still destroy the entire unit. I thought about using Rally. I had an extra command point, or I was going to have an extra command point after all of my abilities were run, but I mean, rolling 1 dice and hoping for a 6 didn't seem worth it. But I mean, there are definitely going to be times, like when I run Skaven, I'm going to Rally, I mean, probably every turn. At least once. Like, just have my Claw Lord roll up behind my Clan Rats or my Storm Vermin and just sit there and soak it up. So, yeah.
They're solid units. I'm fairly satisfied with the Kruleboyz. I didn't play them all. I didn't get their main battle line out here. I'll probably do that next time in the next 2,000 point army. I'm gonna have Gordrak out here and really start getting solid units.
Yeah, so you see their primes. I have some of the units painted from the minion. I'm trying to get all of them painted so that next week or the next video, I have one more AOS 2.0 video up, and then next week's video that I'm going to record is going to be hopefully Stormcast versus
Kruleboyz.
Well, Kruleboyz, but Orc War Clans.
Gotcha.
Because I have enough Stormcast from Soul Wars and stuff that I can roll that too. If I can get that painted up.
For sure.
And they have good shooting and like the ballista and stuff. Oh, so much fun. Those of you who have fought it will know.
I'm hoping we get some sort of artillery for War Clans. I feel like that could be.
Do they have any artillery?
That's what I'm saying. I would love some artillery with the Kruleboyz.
Well, I actually feel like the Kruleboyz will probably like.
I mean, with their crossbow guys, like.
Yeah. So we're gonna sit down here for a second. All right. This
okay. Yeah, I'm hoping with the way the or hunters, I don't remember that crossbow guys are. I'm really thinking that they're gonna get some sort of artillery because they're just so utility, like, cunning and stuff. They're a lot more.
I definitely feel that the Kruleboyz feel a ranged niche that the Iron Jaws and the Bone Splitters have Error Boys. They ain't good.
Yeah, I was gonna say they don't have archers that do stuff. They're like slightly better than Shootas, goblins.
Yeah,
and that's not that impressive.
Yeah, having to compare yourself with like the worst ranged unit I can think of right now is not a glowing endorsement. So like the Man Ripper Bolt Skewer, Man Skewer Bolt, I don't know, whatever they are. The giant crossbow dudes, they're nice. I don't like that you don't get the choice.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily hard to just kind of move a little bit and be able to get the haste shots. And then, having +1 to hit. And we don't have their battle tome yet, but I assume there's going to be some sort of if they do go very ranged, then I assume there's going to be some sort of like heavy leader, like the Stormcast have the Lord Ordinator that makes it better to shoot.
Right.
The Cities of Sigmar have their engineers and stuff, and so I figure if shooting is something that the Kruleboyz are going to have a lot around, like if they have artillery or like things more than just the bolt throwers.
Yeah, because they dropped the bolt throwers and the hobgrots, which also
I keep saying bolt throwers. They're not crossbows. We're just going to call them crossbows.
Yeah, crossbow guys. But the hobgrots too, having a range, the running and shooting is pretty cool because you can get up close. It's only 8 inches. Yeah, but that's really nice with the I think 4s and 3s with the -1 rend.
Well, yeah, like
rend with the ranged.
And if you can give them +1.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think they're battle line.
No,
at least not right now. But they may be battle line when the book comes out.
Mm.
I don't know. It seems weird that they only have one battle line. Like,
yeah, just
I and Jaws, like everything that's not a leader is battle line, and it's pretty much that way for Bone Splitters too. It'd be weird for there to only be one.
I feel like it's just because they're specialized units since they don't get a battle line. Because I agree. Because I was looking at it and I was like, it's only the spear guys.
Maybe, but the Gore Gruntas,
they're
battle line. The Brutes are battle line. Mm-hmm. So
it's
just saying because it's a special unit doesn't make any sense.
Fair.
I can understand if like Grots aren't trusted to be mainstay units in the army. If Hobgrots really are just like I want the lore to explain why they're not battle line.
Yeah.
Because the orcs, I feel like the Ironjaws, the reason everything's battle line is because everything is a mainstay in their army. They're like, oh, you want to ride pigs? Cool. You're in the pig riding division. Oh, you want to punch things with big axes? Cool. You're in the brute division. Hey, you're kind of tiny? You're in the Ardboys division. Like, I feel like there's enough lore behind that to make sense. Kind of the same thing for the Beastclaw Raiders, is all of their dudes are prevalent. And so if Hobgrots really are just this niche, like, oh yeah, we've got a group of Hobgrots because, they help out every once in a while. It's kind of like Boingrot Bounders in that point. Like, I don't think there would be enough Boingot Bounders in most armies to be considered battle line. Yeah. I still think they should be able to be battle line. If you take the Jaws of Mork, I think is what it is. I think that sub-faction should add Boingrot Bounders, not just the Squighoppers as battle line. And I do have a lot of hopes for those kind of things in this new edition. Like, the way the rules are, it has narrowed the gap with a lot of units and just opened up a lot of options. Like I said, he can't all-out defense, all-out attack, and... fight at the top bracket. Like, if he could, he'd be hitting 2s, like,
it'd just be unnecessary.
Yeah, he'd just be tearing things apart no matter what he's at, and he would just be unstoppable. And so with that nerf, I feel like his points could probably go down. But he is really, like, just like I said, the command that's counteracted by the monstrous abilities and the heroic actions. I think the heroic actions will not affect as much as the monstrous rampages. Especially with faction terrain. Like, you can't just sit your faction terrain in the middle of the board and affect everybody anymore. Like, you set your Ossiarch Bone Reaper or your, anything in the middle of the battlefield, and the first thing a monster's going to do is just walk up and be like, I don't want that anymore. Like the Seraphon Ziggurat, that's going in my territory. Probably in a deep, dark corner where no one's going to go there. I'll just throw a bunch of skinks into it so that they can shoot people. And that's it. That's what I'm doing. Like, I'm not risking my beautiful, beautiful faction terrain. Like the Skull Altar for Khorne, like being able to re-roll your prayers, that can help a lot. And so, especially if you roll a 1 the first time, or like, you really need that prayer. Like, you don't want to stick that in the middle of the board just because you're going to be there eventually. Like, you want to stick that where it's going to be safe.
For sure.
And the Ideneth and Wildwoods, the Shipwreck and Wildwoods, those are such key things to their factions, especially the Wildwoods. I'd really like to see
Well, and there's the tree for the Sylvaneth, right?
That's the Wildwoods.
The Wildwoods?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Just being able to destroy those, they're like, all right, everything I have in this game is in this one. Chop it down. They're like, I don't know why I came to play today. I'll just leave. And so you're gonna have to be way more careful about where you place Wildwoods. And they made new rules so that you can place them way easier now. But I feel like that's kind of also going into, yeah, you can place them easier,
right?
But if you stick them right next to that monster at the end of the charge phase, it's not when they charge.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the charge phase. And so it's just going to be like, all right, yeah, I'm going to destroy that. Sucks. Like, I'm glad you spent your one of your spells to bring up that tree or an artifact and like, or whatever it is that you did. And it's like, yeah, it's fine. That's gone. I didn't use it in this fight just because I only had the one monster and he was really focusing everything on me, so I had to heal a lot and do things. But the roar, if I'd have had a second monster or if he had had more heroes, then I'd have been able to like shut down an all-out attack or an all-out defense. That would have been nice. I really love that monsters are monsters now. I really love that option. I love the fact that they matter now.
Yeah.
And the no bonuses for taking max units of hordes is great.
Well, you get mount traits and you get monster.
Yeah, you get mount
both.
traits if you can have them, which I think everyone who has mounts
can get a mount trait.
I think everyone who has mounts can get mount.
I think it has to be a monster
now.
mount.
Well, yeah, it has to be a either a monster or it will specifically tell you.
Yeah.
If you can get a mount trait, but I think everyone who has them has that option. Beast Claws, I think. I don't actually know if Stormcast. I haven't looked at my Stormcast book since I got it. I love the idea of Stormcast, but it's such a huge faction.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen people in the 40k community have like 1,000 guys of just the same unit in different forms.
Jeez.
And I'm like, I couldn't do that. Like, that just, like, I have as many Beastclaw Raiders as I do because that's basically all you can have.
Mm-hmm.
And I got like 3 Stone Horns and 12 Mournfang for like $100.
That's not bad.
So I'm like, I'm not going to turn that down. So
Right.
I got all of those, and then I got Feast of Bones as well.
Yeah.
On a discount. And so I'm like, I literally have all of this stuff that I can just sit on and run. And then there's like Stormcast where it's like, you could do the 40k thing. I could have like $3,000 of Stormcast and maybe have like everything that I would want.
Mm-hmm.
Like even one of every hero. I would really like one of every hero.
Yeah.
I like the way most of the Stormcast heroes look. I love the unique Stormcast heroes, but
I'm excited for the new one too. The
yeah,
main character.
I think he's
just striding along. He's just like, yeah, guys, I'm just walking through.
Yeah. I own your soul.
I think his helmet's okay, but without the helmet, honestly,
yeah,
I think he just looks.
I think
cool.
he's the only Stormcast that I've seen so far that's like, oh, I'm not putting a helmet on him.
Yeah,
because I'm lazy and I like the helmets.
Uh-huh.
So I just paint.
Well, a lot of the helmets are really cool looking, and his isn't bad.
That's what I'm saying. And I paint the helmets.
In my opinion, looks better with.
He looks way better without the helmet.
Yeah. You just see his expression of just that's right.
Yeah, he's just like he's not even like charging. He's just like, if you've ever played Star Wars Battlefront 2, the old one.
Yeah.
Darth Vader doesn't run.
No.
When Darth Vader moves quickly, he's just kind of like glides forward and like this. But his like normal walk is just like this. I will win walk. And
it's
that's
like the earth moves for him. Like he's just moving.
And that's kind of how I feel about this new guy. Is he's just like, I'm gonna win. You can keep being in my way and die, or you can get out of my way and I'll still probably hunt you down and you'll die.
For sure.
But yeah, it's just gonna be a lot of fun.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, look forward to a lot more from us. I'm gonna be trying like every other Wednesday. I want a battle report up, and then the weeks that I don't, I'll probably be trying to do one or two of these kind of videos of just talking about the community, the hobby, the painting that we've seen, the painting that we're doing. Like I said, I'm painting Dominion right now. I'm going to try and have it to a tabletop standard by next week.
Right.
Which means nothing to you guys except the next, the 2 videos should be Stormcast versus Orc Warcraft.
Yeah, Orc Warcraft. It'll be exciting. I think one thing I'm really interested about Orc Warcraft is how they're going to incorporate the Kruleboyz, because how the Wargog Prophet affects the big waaagh ability.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to see if they're gonna add like one of the heroes to give a bonus, like the Swamp God,
Swamp
Wizard
Kala,
or something like that.
Whatever he is, yeah.
I'm curious to see how they're, or if they're even going to change some of the waaagh, like if they're going to change how it works, like different points, they're going to add more, like you get some sort of bonus to range now that they have decent ranged units. That's something that'll be really interesting.
Is it +1?
It's the melee. So 1 to hit, 1 to win
okay.
from melee. So having something like after, you get 22 or something
Man,
like that, when you get higher points.
If it was just +1 to hit?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like if they change it to that.
Oh man.
Because they don't, only ranged units they have right now is the Arrowboys. And now that they have the 2 different kinds of ranged for the Kruleboyz, I think that they're opening up the
already
gates.
They have doubled the Orc War Clans ranged units.
And I think that's really interesting, and I think that might change how their
the
big waaagh
the Maw
works.
Crusher shooting attack doesn't count. It's not a real shooting attack.
Yeah, right. Or Gordrak's Roar.
That's the Maw Crusher shooting attack.
It's like,
It's like, I mean, yeah, if it does something, it's great, and I'm not saying it's bad. I like that he has it,
but it's limited,
it's one model that you may or may not take. Like you don't take Gordrak or a Maw Crusher
for the range
the shooting attack. Yeah. Like that's not what, if that's what he's doing in your army, you may have other problems.
Right. So I think that's what I'm most excited and interested about, is how they're going to incorporate the Kruleboyz into the big waaagh allegiance ability. I think that could be really cool how they're going to change that. Even with like adding the points, like how you're going to gain points, they might change that a little bit, because they also have the other named character. And if you have him or Gordrak on the battlefield, you get 6.
Ooh, that's true. If you have a
just
unique,
if it's
a unique character.
Yeah.
I really hope that the thing that they did with Marathi, and I believe, what's his name? The
Teclis?
big centaur dude.
Oh, Kragnos.
Yeah, Kragnos.
Which, again, why is he not Chaos? Why is he a centaur?
Beasts of
He looks
Chaos.
cool, but it's like missed opportunity, I feel like. I don't know. It's cool. I'm cool that they have a god of destruction. But
I want someone who knows how to draw just do a spoof video of just Kragnos running across and just kind of like looking, and there's just a bunch of Beasts of Chaos just sitting there, and they're like...
you just got like the Centaurs just running behind him. He turns around like, who are you guys? Sorry, I thought you were like our god or something. You're like this giant centaur.
Are you not a part of us?
Yeah. Are you
My
not
bad.
The chief? You're like giant centaur. We're like, ooh, look, there's Dad. Let's go. Let's go say hi. It's been a while.
Yeah. Are they like? Are the Centaurs just automatically going to fight Kragnos? Like, are they going to know?
Are they going to descend from Beasts of Chaos and somehow they're in destruction? They have a whole centaur army they're going to do.
Well, no,
Kragnos will be their leader.
I think they'd still be Chaos, but
No,
I would just find it hilarious if Kragnos is just destroying a town and the Centaurs are like, cool, big Chaos dude, let's go help him.
And he starts killing them, and they're like, what's happening? I thought we were on the same side. Because I'm like, what even happened? Was he just some Chaos Centaur who's like, you know what? I'm gonna just start destroying everything. Yeah, I'm an angry centaur, and he just ate some steroids, grabbed a cool shield, just starts bashing.
No, apparently he's from like a big centaur race that were apparently peaceful, and he's like, peace is dumb. I'm gonna go kill stuff, and then
it's just weird to me.
And then Lord Croak sealed them up. But yeah, like huge missed opportunity for the Beasts of Chaos, like.
I'm totally cool with having this awesome giant god of destruction. I was really hoping that whole thumping thing in the story was just getting... we got more orcs, which I'm happy about, but it was just going to be like Gordrak becoming like a demigod, which he basically already is. But, like, I don't know, just making him, like, the epitome of destruction instead of bringing in some rando centaur who looks like a chaos guy.
And it kind of sidelined a bit of the story that they'd been building up for a while. Like, they're like, Gordrak,
it was like a plot device.
Kragnos, who?
Like,
what?
Yeah, like Gordrak's building up this giant waaagh. You know, he goes and gets these ogres and giants who are fighting each other because he's Gordrak. He says, "Hey, you're coming with me," and they're like, "Okay, please don't murder us." Like, and it's just this whole thing of Gordrak building up to go fight the city, and then poof, there's a giant centaur, and he's gonna hit the wall, and you're just like, what?
And I mean, they had a cool little moment where Gordrak did fight Kragnos.
Yeah.
But
he would have won.
It was kind of a stalemate, kind of like Kragnos is like, I'm not gonna fight this. The bad moon, I guess, ended it.
Either way,
with
though,
a meteor shower, and then
Gordrak not dying immediately to a god of destruction is pretty amazing. So again, why is he not I don't know. I feel like, in my opinion, they kind of
maybe that's what it's gonna do for like 7th edition Age of Sigmar. Is it's going to be Gordrak and whoever the new guy is, avatar of Gorka Morka.
3rd edition.
No, I'm saying in like...
Oh, in the future?
Yeah, far into the future, like 7th edition, it'll just be a Gorka Morka avatar, and it's just the new orc riding piggyback on Gordrak. And it's just avatar of Gorka Morka.
Yeah, for real.
Because, like, we're told that, or at least we've read that orcs get bigger the longer they live and the more they fight and stuff. Yeah. So, like, is there a limit to that? Like, is there a...
That's what I'm saying. Like, Gordrak could be... I thought it was going to be happening. Like, he's just going to keep fighting. He's going to, like, break through. You can't, like, kill
and how old is Gordrak? Because he was made at the start of Age of Sigmar when the Realm Gate Wars are, which we now see, like, officially they're 200 years ago.
Yeah.
I think...
Well, let's ask another question. How old do orcs live? Like, you assume they don't live long because they kill each other or something, or they die in combat. But, like, then you're like...
Is there an age limit?
Yeah, like did they just keep getting... Because he's huge, and he's just going to keep getting bigger. Like, why can't he become the god of... I'm a little salty about this.
I'm just saying that I'm really into this idea of the avatar of Gorka Morka, and it's literally just him piggybacking on...
Gordrak.
Just a big, like... 12-foot Gordrak, and then there's a tiny little orc on top going,
pew, pew, he just null and voids his Maw Crusher, or the Maw Crusher gets bigger, and then there's just this giant unit.
He's just got the Maw Crusher on a leash.
Like, you don't even have to make his model bigger. You can keep his model the same. I'd be okay with that. And you just lore-wise just say, yeah, he's like 12 feet big, and his Maw Crusher's like 30 feet.
Well, they're already huge.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be totally fine with that. I mean, that'd be cool.
That'd be great. All right, so we're going to have to end it tonight. Thank you all for watching. Please let us know your thoughts and what you would like to see.
Yeah.
Let us know if there's anything you would like us to discuss on the channel. We're always happy to take a look at comments. Please comment, like, subscribe, and just let us know how we're doing and how we can better entertain you. And bye.
All right, thanks, guys. All right, there you go.